Thanks. Today's lesson is about the active and passive voice. Let's listen first to the video and then we are going to discuss the lesson together.
We get two different voices, we get two different kinds of sentences. One is active and the other one is passive. What does it mean an active sentence? An active sentence is when the subject does the action. For example, let's give an example about an active sentence. Look at an active voice. It is, what do? I teach English. So we have here the subject, and we have the verb teach. So the subject in this case is active. I do the action. So I teach English because I do the action. The subject, this subject is, this subject is active. Right? That's the verb. Then if you want to do a passive sentence, then you'll see why you do the passive sentence. Okay? What we have to do is, from the active sentence, we got the object. That in this case is an object, but in that case it's going to be a subject. And we say English, this is going to be the active subject. Then we will then to put that verb to be in the tense you want. So in that case it's present. Let's say to be in present tense. And then we also need to add our past participle. Past participle of the verb. In that case, the past participle of teach is taught, because the past participle, we got regulars and irregulars. When it's regular verb, we say the verb ending with ed, and when it's irregular, we need the third column. For the verb teach, we need the third column because it's irregular, so that will be teach, taught. Right? Here we have the passive sentence. Here we have the active sentence. It means that the active, said again, active is the subject. The subject is doing the action. So I teach English, I do the action. Whereas in the passive sentence, the subject does not the action, but the action is done to him. So English is taught. How can I create a passive sentence? Simple. The subject, the passive subject, plus the verb to be, plus the past participle. Past participle, you got regulars, ed, you got irregulars, third column. Okay, and if it's important, we're gonna add it like by. So English is taught by, in that case, by me. Okay? And this is the passive. So why do we have two sentences? Why do we have two different kinds of sentences? Why do we have active or we have passive? Let's take a look at these sentences. For example, we got one action. We got first active sentence. Someone builds a house. Okay? So this sentence is active. Because this person, this subject, one, does the action, builds the house. Right? Then it's active sentence. But what is the most important thing in this sentence? The most important thing when you say someone builds a house is that someone builds a house. Someone is the most important thing. And really, is it important in that case? Is it someone important in this sentence? Or is the house more important than someone? Okay? So when we want to emphasize on the object, we need to put the object first. In that case, it would be house. We need to create a passive sentence. Okay? We need to create that passive sentence. So we got the object, now it's the subject, and the same house. Then we need the verb to be in the same tense. for example, is in the past participle. Third column, ed. In that case, past participle is built. What's happening here? A house is built. This is the most important. What is the most important thing? The most important thing that it is a house is built. Okay, so that's the difference between active and passive. You know, if you want to make it clear that someone is the most important thing in the sentence, then you must create an active sentence. If you want to emphasize that the house is the most important thing, you must create a passive sentence. So house is built. Is it important to say by someone? Well, in that case, we do not need to write down by someone. Okay, so that's not important. A house is built. Okay, so let's say, for example, let's give another example. Passive sentence. If we are talking about Steven Spielberg, for example, and we say about his biography, the filmography, the films that he has shot. Okay, let's say, for example, that Steven Spielberg directed E.T. You know, if you're talking about Steven Spielberg, what is the most important thing? It's Steven Spielberg, right? So that's why we create an active sentence. We say, Steven Spielberg, most important thing, does this action, directed in past, and directed, which film directed? E.T., right? But if we are talking about the film E.T., then the most important thing is E.T., not the Steven Spielberg. So we need to create a passive sentence. Why? To make it clear, to make E.T. the most important thing. So E.T., and again, the passive sentence, which time is it? This is past, so we need to write down the verb to be in past, E.T. was, and then the past participle, which as in this case it's regular, it's going to be exactly the same. E.T. is directed, was directed by Steven Spielberg. So that's why we create a passive sentence. Again, I'm going to review a little bit. We've got two different kinds of sentences. We've got the active sentence, that the subject creates, does the action. We've got this active sentence. While in the passive sentence, the subject does not do the action, and not the action is done. For example, here we have these examples, right? What do we need to create the passive sentence? We need the verb to be plus past participle. Right? So we got the subject, but the verb to be in the tense you like, no matter what tense you want to. You can say it in present, in past, in future, but that's going to be the most important thing. And then we have the past participle of the verb. If you want to add the action, let's say by. English is taught by me. But again, here it is. Why do we use the active or passive sentence when we don't know the subject or when we want to emphasize on the object, like this case? Someone builds a house is built. Okay? What's the most important thing in this house? What's the most important thing? Someone. Okay? And as I said before, to get an example about Steven Spielberg, if you talk about Steven Spielberg's filmography, you would say Steven Spielberg directed E.T. And if you talk about E.T., the most important thing would be to do an active and a passive sentence. E.T. was directed by Steven Spielberg. Okay, hope you learned it, hope it's going to be useful, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.
As you see, the passive voice. We use the passive voice when we want to show that the action is more important than the doer of the action. For example, Ala did her homework. Okay? I don't care who did the homework. I just care who did the homework, that the homework was done. All what I care about is that the homework was done. Okay? I don't care whether Ala did the homework or the others. I just care that the homework was done. So I care about the action, not about the doer of the action. Okay? Let's look to the examples and see the cases of the passive. The man read a leaflet. Okay? So here any sentence contains of what? Subject, verb, and object. This is an active sentence. This is a what? An active sentence. So I want to change it into passive sentence. So which tense is this sentence? The man read a leaflet. Rana.
Present simple.
No. The man read a leaflet. Read. What?
Past simple.
It's past simple. Okay? So I want to change it into passive sentence. So look. What are the steps that I'm going to follow? I will bring the object to the beginning of the sentence. A leaflet. Okay? Then I will add here past simple. Okay? It's of course according to the object, whether it's singular or plural. Okay? So a leaflet is what? Is it singular or plural? Singular. Okay? So I am going to say a leaflet was its verb to be. Verb to be. The active and passive mainly depends on verb to be and the past participle of the verbs. Okay? So this is the past of verb to be. Was, and then I will take read as it is and I will put it here. By the man. I will add by. By, of course, is not in the active sentence. I will add it. Okay? And then I will move the subject to the end. So our passive sentence will be what? A leaflet was read by the man. Right? Let's see the cases of the active and passive. The active and passive in the present simple. See how I change in the, a sentence from active to passive in the present simple. I just need am, is, and are plus the past participle. Here, the servant cleans the house. This is the subject, and this is the verb in the present simple. And this is the object. As we said in the last example, I am going to move the object to the beginning, the house. This is the object. It was the last thing in the sentence, right? It was here, at the end of the sentence. I moved the object to the beginning of the sentence. Okay? I moved the object to the beginning of the sentence, the house. And because this is a present simple verb, I am going to add is instead of the S of the present simple. So I will replace the S in the verb by is. Okay? Then I will take my verb clean and put it in the past participle. So what is the past participle? In the is it singular or plural? Is it or all over the do what? But it's not she. First, the steps. I will do the first one and then I ask you to answer. Concentrate in the first one. This is the object of the sentence, so we are going to move it. The table, and I'm going to replace the S of the present. But we said verb to be, yes. What is the part? Made many mistakes. So this is which tense? Many mistakes. Then I will add what? I will present simple. Tools or what past participle. I am going to change they what them in this circle. Okay, excellent. Which tense is this?
Uh,
So hi
is